my friends, I am B and this is B's Intuition. Today we're going to do a reading about what are you right about? What is your intuition telling you that you're spot on about? And this isn't to make anybody paranoid, this isn't to feed any delusions or illusions or anything like that. So just trust your intuition, if this resonates or not. Yeah, so let's just dive right in. Please and thank you, Spirit. What is the collective right about? What is the collective right about? What can they sense? What is their intuition telling them? Okay, that one felt significant too. Okay, I'll take those two. Anything else? Please and thank you, Spirit. What is the collective right about? Please and thank you, Spirit. What is the collective right about? Please and thank you, Spirit. What is the collective right about? Okay, that's too many. I think this will be... Yeah, that'll be good. Okay, interesting. Okay, so what came out? We have the Nine of Wands, the Devil, Nine of Swords, Six of Wands, and then bottom of the deck we have the Judgment card. Let's just dive right into the clarification. Starting with that Nine of Wands. Please and thank you, Spirit. What is the collective right about? And what does that have to do with the Nine of Wands? What is the collective right about? Please and thank you, Spirit. What is the collective right about? What are they right about? Ooh, I already like this energy. There's also one that's kind of poking out at the top. Oh wait, there's also one that flipped over. Let me grab that before I grab the one that's like poking out on top. You see it? Five of Pentacles. But let me show you. And I'm pretty sure, I'm gonna count that as the first one actually, because I'm pretty sure it started to poke up before any of these other ones came out. Okay, so what we have for that Nine of Wands, we have the Five of Pentacles, Seven of Wands in the reverse, Six of Swords, and the Six of Wands, which is great because we also have the Six of Wands here. Double confirmation for that Six of Wands, which is all about your success, by the way. So this is going to be good. Bottom of the deck, the Lovers. Okay, no others flipped over, right? No. Let's see. So, the Seven of Wands and the the Seven of Wands in the reverse and the Six of Swords upright, they came out together. And I actually love this combination because I think this is telling you something really wonderful here. So, the thing about this Nine of Wands is it's a different depiction than the traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck. It's usually a wounded warrior energy. But in this, it almost feels like maybe you're at the beginning of your journey and you have like all these steps to go through, all these stairs to climb up. So it's like you have your what is that saying? You have your work cut out for you or something like that. You know what is necessary to take place here. And you know, what was I trying to think? I'm very tired today, so I'm so sorry if these messages come out very fuzzy. Let me look at this some more. What was I saying? Oh, so it either could be like the start of your journey, where it's like, okay, I have a long way to go, or maybe you're like halfway through, or like maybe there's a final push even, where it's like you're getting closer to the top, so you're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel here. But I'm definitely seeing something about a lot of hard work here. I think you've been investing a lot of hard work into yourself, into your life. And so the Seven of Wands in the reverse, the Seven of Wands upright is that fighter energy, fighter spirit. And in the reverse, I feel like this is saying that there is a chapter that you're stepping into in which you don't have to be fighting. You don't have to be, you know, going against the energy, which you may have felt like was an issue for you before. I feel like something about ease is coming into your life, a period of ease. following a period of feeling a strong sense of lack with that Five of Pentacles. And with that Seven of Wands in the reverse, you have also been a fighter. You've been really fighting to keep going, to stay optimistic. But I feel like this is a chapter that you're stepping into, in which you can finally take some time to rest. And that Six of Swords following it is also a really good card, because that's literally all about moving away from those difficult periods, moving towards something that is more optimistic, more full of hope and opportunity. Like, that's on the horizon for you, and I think that's exactly where you're headed. And then it's almost like a confirmation of that message when we have the Six of Wands following all of that. You're coming into your major success here. So I wonder if this is indicating that you're right about your success. Like, you're meant to be successful. It's your fate, your destiny to become successful in what you do. Or you'll be successful in your own healing journey, or maybe your self-improvement journey, or your spiritual journey. There's success there for you. And so I think that this Nine of Wands could even be indicating that this is the end of difficulty for you, or resistance, because I feel almost like maybe that's even part of this Nine of Wands, is like you've been feeling this resistance, maybe from the universe, from your 3D reality, where it's like you keep pushing, you keep fighting, you keep going, but it just feels like you're constantly being bombarded with opposing energy. And I feel like that is coming to an end for you. And the moon at the top of it, it feels almost like that's the light at the end of the tunnel for you. Like the end is becoming clearer, or like maybe the goal that you're about to surpass or meet, that's becoming clearer. It's getting closer. You're meant to be seen. You're also meant to maybe live a life of ease. I feel like everybody is, though, you know. I hate to say it like that, you know, where it's like, oh, you're meant to live a life of ease. Doesn't everybody want that, though? I don't know. I don't know about that message, but you're meant to have a, well, and the thing about, I guess, having a life of ease is like, no life is ever truly that much of an ease. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Because the thing about life is we always will have our ups and our downs, because there's a natural balance to the universe. And so just because you're living a period of ease right now doesn't mean you're always going to, and vice versa. So I wonder if this is just saying that you're entering a new phase that is going to be a time of ease, which, you know, like I said, it doesn't necessarily mean that your whole life will be like that forever, because we, you know, things pop up all the time, things that inconvenience us, things that, you know, we don't like, things that go against our plans, etc. So I think it's mostly about coming into that period of like rest and success and things going smoothly for you, which I think will be a very desired period of time, very much a period of time that you've been really hoping for, wishing for, working towards. Yeah. And it has something to do with your success here. With the Lovers at the bottom of the deck, there is something about you making divinely enlightened decisions. You've been making the right choices here. There's something about like seeing beyond the 3D. So it's almost like maybe you have been making difficult decisions that are difficult to make in the 3D, but it's like, you know, through your spiritual wisdom that this is important, or that it will pay off in the long term, or, Yeah, that it's necessary even if it's uncomfortable in the present moment. You've been making those types of decisions for yourself, and I think that you're setting yourself up for some really good things to take place here. I'm gonna see what's underneath that Lover's card. 3 Wands. So something about your ships are coming in. Your manifestations are coming in because of the choices that you've been making. And it feels like you've been ready and waiting for this. I'm curious what's underneath that 3 of Wands. 7 of Cups. Multiple options here on the horizon for you. So maybe multiple opportunities coming as a result of you reaching some sort of success here. It definitely could be in love, but I'm not really getting a whole lot of romantic energy from this part of the reading. Definitely could be with the Lovers and the 7 of Cups, but not necessarily. I think this is more so speaking about your success, your alignment with spirit, and making those difficult choices. It's a little bit interesting to me because it looks like the silhouette of the head here looks very similar to the silhouette of this head, or the shape of it. And so it's almost like when your ships do come in, you may be a little bit overwhelmed. Because it's like, okay, this is coming out of like, I feel like it's almost like this is following a period of like quiet, silence, boredom. And then all of a sudden things get exciting and fresh, and there's like all these energies, all these opportunities, all of these things that may be a little bit overwhelming, because it feels like something is going to build on itself or something here, where it's like, it's not just one opportunity, it's multiple, and maybe in different areas of your life. So if you have this feeling that something is about to happen, you're right about that. And it feels like it's actually a really positive thing. And I think part of you might be a little bit surprised, but another part of you is going to be like, I deserve this, or this is a result of all my hard work. I feel like it's going to be clear that this is meant for you, whatever this is that's coming in. It feels very positive, and it feels like your success. Okay. Yeah, that was a very straightforward message with that. That feels exciting. That feels really positive. That's great. Let's go on to the Devil and clarify that. Please and thank you, Spirit. What is the collective correct about when it comes to this Devil card? Please and thank you, Spirit. What is the collective right on about? What are they right about? What is their intuition correct about? Please and thank you. In regards to this Devil card. Please and thank you, Spirit. Please and thank you. Anything else about this Devil card? Please and thank you, Spirit. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so what we have for that Devil card, we have the Ace of Cups. 3 of Pentacles came out like that. Then we have the Magician. Page of Swords, 8 of Cups, and then bottom of the deck is the 9 of Wands, which is the card that we just clarified before this Devil card, so that's pretty funny. Double confirmation for 9 of Wands for sure. Also, the way that I laid out my cards, it looks like this person on this card is looking up at the Devil card. So there's someone here that you don't trust, and probably rightfully so. I think you may have had feelings for this person at one point. Maybe even overwhelming feelings. But it feels like now, this Devil character, it could always just be a Capricorn, but I think on the other hand, it could be somebody that's really toxic. Or somebody that just wants you for spicy things. But with this Ace of Cups, it feels like this is an expression of feelings here. They want to tell you that they have a lot of feelings here for you. They're hoping that this could heal the connection. But the energy I'm getting here is that you're very closed off to them with that 9 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. I feel like you're very mistrusting of this person, and again, it feels like rightfully so. The 3 of Pentacles came out like that. So I feel like this could be an indication of why you feel skeptical of this person, suspicious of this person. Because I think that this person tried to put you into a third-party situation, but you don't vibe with that. You may also feel like this person gives the illusion of stability without actually having stability. Maybe that's the kind of the face that they put out to the world, is that they're stable when they're maybe not so much in reality. Because there's almost like this feeling I'm getting. If this person approaches you and you know that they have like a partner or whatever, and you know that this is like a third party situation that they're trying to involve you in, you could be like, but what about your partner that you live with or that you have built some sort of foundation with? And it feels almost like maybe this is even something that this person doesn't want you to bring up, but you are smart, you are sensible. So I feel like you're gonna question that, like, so are you single? And then watch this person be like, well, because they don't want you to bring it up. They don't want you to ask questions about the foundation that they've already established elsewhere. But it feels like they still want to add you to their, like, harem. But, like, maybe, I don't know why, but that's giving me a bad taste in my mouth. They could even try to, like, set it up so that it's, like, a throuple, maybe, or, like, a threesome. And I don't know if that is your vibe. I kind of get this feeling that it's not. Because it almost even feels like they may even try to kind of say, like, we can work it out, we can, you know, we can all be together. And it's just like, I don't know about that. Because it's like, this person's like, well, maybe I build a foundation with the both of you. Maybe you can be involved in our foundation, our connection, our relationship. And that just doesn't feel like your vibe. I mean, I could be wrong. Some of you out there might be into that, but the main energy I'm getting is that you are not digging. You're not digging it. You may even have started to build a foundation elsewhere. And maybe that's what this person fears. Maybe this is something that is more your style. You're building a foundation elsewhere with someone else. That could definitely be a message with that. The Magician following that. So the Magician in the reverse is usually like indicating the shadowy parts of the Magician, because at its root, the Magician is a manipulator. But in the lighter aspects, upright, it's usually somebody that's manifesting, using energy in a way that's not toxic, and you're trying to maybe improve yourself, improve your life, improve your circumstances. But with this context especially, and we are clarifying the devil, so it is possible that this is somebody that wants to manipulate you in that shadowy way. They want to control something here. Or there's another message I'm getting with this. I feel like you're a very powerful manifester. So maybe they want a little bit of that wisdom. Like, how did you get to that place? How do you manifest things? It also could be, I'm getting this weird message that maybe this person could even block you from your manifestations if you were to let them in, which I highly doubt that you are, based off of all this energy I'm picking up on. But if you were, it may be a bump in the road or a blockage here. Because I feel like you're kind of in your own thing. You're doing really well on your own. And so this person coming in may just be a distraction. Or maybe it's one of those lessons from spirit. It's like, let's see if you've learned your lesson. Let's see if you have built up that strength within you enough to be like, hold up, you know? Page of Swords. This person's been watching you manifest. Or they just observe you in general and they like what they see. But I feel like there is something here about you being special, about you being tapped into spirit as well. And maybe they feel like that's part of why you're so good at manifesting, your connection to spirit. But it's also like something about this person could be in more of like a student energy in the way of like they want you to teach them certain things that you've learned throughout your journey. And then the Eight of Cups. I think, you know, you're gonna just walk away from this person, or it feels like you kind of already did to an extent. Maybe you like mentally moved on from this person, but now here comes the official talk, maybe, where you're like, no, I'm good. Whatever you have to offer is not what I'm looking for. Because you're looking for that emotional fulfillment, that true emotional fulfillment. And I don't think it's with this person. I think you realize that it's elsewhere. And in terms of the theme of this reading, that could definitely be something that you're right about. You're spot on about that this person is not meant for you, that it's not, this situation is not going to make you happy. Your happiness lies elsewhere. And I feel like as long as you trust in that and trust in your intuition with that, it will lead you in the right direction. And it's interesting too, because the Nine of Wands with that wounded warrior energy, sometimes I get that feeling of the Nine of Wands kind of being like, you know, a message from spirit or the universe kind of saying like, it's time to maybe heal that and move on. But in this context, I feel like this could be almost a really good energy for you to have, especially around this person, because it's almost like, so the wounded warrior comes from like a lot of experiences that have not served you, and they as a result of them not working out in your favor, not being good for you, you kind of grow a sense of mistrust or bitterness. But if that devil card, that character, if that person was the one to, you know, hurt you, and as a result you built up a wall, especially when it comes to this person, that could be very necessary. Especially if they are trying to manipulate the situation, if they're good at manipulation, they could, yeah, it's something about like a wolf in sheep's clothing is what I'm getting. Because it could even be that people see this person as very successful, they have a lot going for them, but it's like deep down they're the devil, they're not healed. They might be toxic. Because it feels like this person has some sense of duplicity about them. They're not who they appear to be. Yeah, they don't know, or they're not who they appear to be or who they try to put out to the world. It's very much a mask, it feels like. And I feel like if you trust your intuition, you know that. You know that this person is not who they seem to be. You see their truth within. And that could also be due to your connection with spirit, or just your tapping into your intuition. Your intuition is kind of screaming at you, I think, and letting you know exactly who this person is. Even if they try to, like, you know, be super charming and try to get you distracted from the reality of who they are. It's very interesting, but I think that having your wall up when it comes to this person is actually a really good thing. And I feel like that is something that Spirit actually wants you to do, which is interesting with that Nine of Wands, because I usually get the message of like, Spirit wants you to overcome this. But no, this is something that Spirit's like, yes, do that. Keep your wall up around this person, because they're going to try and sneak in. I was getting also a message about they could try to get closer to you, and I don't know if that's physically or emotionally, non-physically. Interesting. Or maybe they're using their proximity to you as a tool of manipulation. So maybe be on the lookout for that too, especially if this is like somebody that you see fairly regularly, such as a coworker or a neighbor or a family friend, I don't know, whoever they are to you. If you see them fairly regularly, this person might use their proximity to you to kind of manipulate the situation. But I think you're rightfully suspicious of this person, so trust that. And I feel like you're not just in this energy for no reason. You have real reasons. It's almost like you have the evidence to back up why you're mistrusting this person. I feel like they have shown you in some way who they really are. And they may try to come back in and try and act like, oh, you misunderstood me. You misunderstood what I was saying, doing, experiencing, whatever. I'm gonna see what's underneath that Nine of Wands. Justice. So yeah, if you stay in this energy when it comes to this devil card or this devil character, it's going to bring you about justice. There will be a balancing of the scales, and there will be an exposing of the truth. So eventually this person's true character is going to come to light, and maybe that will give you some sense of satisfaction, especially if they put you through a lot. Interesting. So it's almost like Spirit's saying, like, hold your ground, stand your ground, keep your boundaries up, keep that wall up around this person, and everything will come out in the end. Everything will come out in the wash. It almost even feels like Spirit's like, I got you. Like, if you act like, if you close yourself off to this person, good things are gonna happen following that. So yeah, I think you're spot on in terms of your intuition telling you about this person, and you were right, or you are right to move away from this person. Very nice though. Okay, very clear messages. I appreciate you, Spirit, because I'm a little tired today. So that's very helpful. Okay, yeah. Let's move on to the Nine of Swords. Please and thank you, Spirit. What is the collective correct about? What are they right about with that Nine of Swords? Please and thank you, Spirit. What is the collective right about? What are they spot on about? Please and thank you, Spirit. What is their intuition telling them that they are correct about? Please and thank you. Okay. Ooh, interesting. So, Nine of Swords was clarified by the Four of Pentacles, the Tower card, and then bottom of the deck is the Sun card. This is a very interesting energy. So that Nine of Swords energy is usually a very rough sort of energy to experience because it has a lot to do with anxiety, losing sleep. I typically see it as like my PTSD card, or the PTSD card of the deck, because it's usually really significant mental anguish. You could lose sleep over something here. Also, this card depiction has a lot to do with like nightmares and stuff. So maybe that's even a thing. And yeah, I'm just gonna say, I feel like this could definitely be your energy when it was attached to that devil card character. You could have been up at night losing sleep, thinking and overthinking about the situation. Overthinking. You could have been like, what did I do wrong? What can I do to fix the situation? A lot of self-doubt as well. And a lot of like questioning your own value, your own worthiness. This person could have like known maybe your triggers, and they knew how to like press on those to trigger you. They could have also kind of brought out your fears. Maybe when it comes to partnerships or connections with others. Because it feels like this person really made you insecure and made you anxious and made you doubt yourself. And you just were not in a good space. And it's interesting too that the first card to come out to clarify that was the Four of Pentacles. It almost even feels like if you were to hold on to this person, that Devil card character that we just covered, like the longer you hold on to them is the more you're going to be in this Nine of Swords energy. And I feel like you've realized that. And I think you realize, because the Four of Pentacles can also be a card of like, you know, holding on to something past its expiration date. It's no longer serving you, but you feel like you kind of have to hold on to it anyways. Definitely kind of goes to that sense of like a lack mindset. You know, it's like, well, I'll never get another love opportunity, so I better hold on to this one, even though they're treating me like crap, you know? But I feel this sense of awareness now that you have. And I actually kind of really like how the Tower card follows that Four of Pentacles, as if you're like, once you realize, okay, this is not healthy for me, this is actually holding me back or making me doubt myself, or making me feel scared, making me feel anxious, making me feel maybe even paranoid, losing sleep, something's got to change here. And it's interesting too, because the Tower card, it happens when a foundation is not sturdy. If you built a foundation with this person, it was not sturdy, it was not built to last. And so it inevitably needs to fall in order for a better foundation to be put in its place. And so I feel like you realize that a stable foundation with that person is not possible. Either they're not healed enough to be responsible, or to be who you need them to be. And I feel like you realize that. It could have even had, that realization could have even been triggering maybe to the ego. And maybe to any sort of fantasies that you were building in your head, like, oh, well, maybe one day they'll change. Maybe one day they'll pick me. Yeah, it's almost like this could even be like your intuition telling you that this is what would happen if you held on to this person. So not only would you be suffering internally, but it may not even last very long. And I feel like you foresee that happening. So I feel like saying trust that feeling. Yeah, because even if you do go through it and build that foundation that you think is sturdy, it almost even feels like with that Tower card that, you know, it's only going to be a matter of time before it falls apart. Because it's just like who you're building that foundation with, there's something off there. Interesting. And I also even feel like maybe something dramatic did happen here. So whether that was you saw their true colors, maybe they showed you some sense of this toxicity, you got like a glimpse into who they truly are. And it could have kind of blown your mind or kind of ruined your perspective of them or who you thought they were. And it feels almost like if you were to pursue this person, it would be destabilizing to you, because I think that you have built up a stability within yourself, within your life already. And so if you have any sort of foundation that is healthy right now, it's almost like this person could even sabotage that if you were to keep them around, if you were to entertain them. But I feel like you have this sense of wisdom and that foresight to be like, yeah, this ain't it. This isn't what I'm looking for. This is not going to turn out in the way that I want it to. And then it's really nice to see the Sun card at the bottom of the deck. I feel like you're choosing your own happiness. I feel like you want to be in a connection with somebody that makes you feel this sense of joy, happiness, brightness. And this person was just not that. They made you feel the opposite. They made you feel heavy. Things were dark and dreary, bleak. And I feel like you're looking forward to that connection that is beautiful and light and exciting. And makes you happy, doesn't make you guess yourself or second guess yourself. Yeah, like somebody that also has like pure intentions like you do. Somebody that your inner child can be safe with. And vice versa. Like I feel like you want, yeah, you just want something that this person can't provide for you. And I feel like you are aware of that. And so I feel like this could be a confirmation from Spirit to say like, keep believing that. Keep believing that better is out there. Oh wow, that's a big bird. Oh my gosh, it's a bald eagle. Wow. Bald eagle just went overhead. Pretty awesome. I'll put that spiritual significance in the video when I'm editing. But actually, it's interesting too, because like a very common association with the bald eagle is freedom. And so I almost feel like you are free. You have freed yourself from this toxic person, or maybe you've built up a lot in your life that makes you feel that sense of freedom. And so if you were to like backtrack, or you were holding on to this toxic person, it would take away your freedom to some extent. Maybe that could also be a part of it. And so you want to, you want to fly unhindered in life. I feel like, yeah, you will choose your own freedom, your own happiness over anyone or anything, which is really important. I'm going to see what's underneath that Sun card. 3 Wands. So, that message I was getting earlier with the ships are coming in, like whatever you've been waiting for is coming in. It could even be that if you're looking for a connection that makes you super happy, that brings out the best in you, that could be coming into the picture way sooner than you realize. I'm curious what's underneath that. You can't make this up. The 10 of Cups. Are you kidding me? So yeah, happily ever after is just around the corner for you. Do not, I'm getting goosebumps. Do not let your doubts convince you that there isn't better out there, because there is. And I feel like that person that's truly meant for you is closer than you realize. And so just trust and believe that this Devil card character is not it, but there's somebody who will be the person you're looking for. Have faith in that, trust in that. And I feel like that's the message with this part of the reading, is like, you're spot on about what you foresee as your future with that Devil card character. And if you're hoping or you're desiring something better and you're trying to keep that faith alive, I feel like Spirit is definitely here to say, yes, keep doing that. It's only a matter of time. You'll get who you truly deserve if you hold out for that. That's beautiful. I like that a lot. Okay, let's go on to the 6 of Wands now. Please and thank you, Spirit. What is the collective right on about with that 6 of Wands? Please and thank you, Spirit. What is the collective correct about right now? What are they right about with that 6 of Wands? Please and thank you, Spirit. with that Six of Wands energy. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Six of Wands energy. Ooh. Okay, I'll take those. Wow. Wowzers. I really can't make this up. Okay, let me just show you what came out. This is really crazy. Clarifying that Six of Wands, we have the Wheel of Fortune, Queen of Wands, the Star card, and then we have Three of Wands, the Sun card, the Ten of Cups. Bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles almost makes me think, well, I'm getting two messages. So one, this could be you and you've been really steadily investing in something for some time and it's about to pay off for you. Could even be yourself that you've been investing in, but also maybe somebody has been slowly making their way towards you and maybe you don't see them quite yet, but you will. It could be somebody that's also very responsible, because the Knight of Pentacles is the most stable knight of the deck, because they take their time, they, you know, make sure that what they're doing is right for them. It's going to be the right sort of investments. They like to plan ahead of time. And actually that kind of goes back to that feeling I was getting that you have really clear foresight. And I feel like this could be somebody that has that as well. Somebody that likes to plan for the future and can foresee the potential outcome. Very nice though, I like that. This is just amazing energy we have here. This is crazy. So the Six of Wands, going back to that double confirmation of the Six of Wands, that's all about you coming into success and being celebrated for that success, for your skills. The Wheel of Fortune could definitely be telling you that if you're used to things not working out in your favor, if you're used to having a lot of resistance on your path, that is changing. You're going to have some good luck finally. Also, divine timing is probably at play, like because you're clearing your life of certain energies, you're making space for the energies that are meant for you. Queen of Wands. It's like when you clear out your energy, when you clear out certain people, situations, environments, whatever, you become magnetic. You become more empowered. You become more attractive. The Queen of Wands is a very attractive, passionate, driven person. You also like lean more into who you are authentically. And I feel like that has its own sense of charisma to it. And then the Star card, so like you've been really doing a lot when it comes to healing. You have some sort of purpose that you're here to fulfill, and I feel like you've been focusing on that more. And the divine has been guiding you towards that path. And also you're meant to shine, you're meant to stand out in some big way here. And it's probably about what you do, but it's also about who you are, I want to say. And then we have that Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands feels almost like maybe you get some sort of indication that what you want is just around the corner. What you've been hoping for, what you've been holding out for is just around the corner. I almost feel like there could be like a message from the universe or some sort of synchronicity that kind of gives you that confirmation or that sense of things working out in your favor. It may even be like a reminder of a manifestation. This is a weird message I'm getting, but maybe it's something that you wished for at one point, but then you got so distracted with other things that you kind of forgot that you were trying to manifest something there. And so maybe you suddenly get reminded of like, oh yeah, that was a goal of mine, or I did want to attract that type of person into my life. And then it's like, spirit kind of reminds you of that, and then it comes in. Because I feel like there's almost like this sense of reawakening, that sense of excitement, that sense of like, finally it's coming to me, those good energies, those good people. Yeah, because then you get super happy, super excited here. You're full of energy, life. Things just seem so much brighter. And then that 10 of Cups I was just talking about, how this is your happily ever after. If you want a family, that is what your future entails. If you want a loving partner, that's what your future can entail. You know, whatever you foresee as your ideal future, that is coming to you, I feel. Because it's like you have been making the right choices, making the right investments, doing all the things that put you into alignment with the future that you desire for yourself. Like, it feels like this future that you've been trying to manifest, that you've been envisioning for yourself, it's almost like Cinderella's slipper. You know, it only fits you. And it fits you so well because you've done all of the proper work that it takes to be in alignment with that. But yeah, the Knight of Pentacles, I'm also getting this energy of like somebody has been watching you for some time now. I've noticed that sometimes with earth signs, it's so interesting, the drastic types of earth signs, I guess. They can be so wildly different from one another. Because I've met earth signs that are like, you know, super cocky, super confident, you know, have a pretty big ego on them. But then I've also met earth signs who are shy and reserved and whatnot. So I feel like this could definitely be more of like a shyer type of earth sign, maybe. Or somebody that kind of acts that way. Because there's something about this person watching you, but watching you in silence perhaps. And then making steps to come towards you, but they're not impulsive, they're not all at once, and not well thought out. These are steps that they've been planning. And it's slow and steady. It's not impulsive. I'm gonna see what's underneath that Knight of Wands, or Knight of Pentacles. It's interesting that I said Knight of Wands, but let's see. Queen of Pentacles. So yeah, this person sees like a kindred soul here with you. I feel like you're very similar to this person. You focus on very similar things. You maybe the both of you value what you do for work, what your craft is. You may also be more focused on maybe building financial abundance or stability and security. And they see that similarity between themselves and you. I'm curious what's underneath the Queen of Pentacles for some reason. I accidentally called the Knight of Pentacles the Knight of Wands, and here it is. Oh my gosh, that's actually really funny, because I think that there's something happening here where the Knight of Pentacles, who's been slow, steady, you know, been planning this out for some time, been doing those slow and steady movements towards you, there's something that happens here, I feel, and then all of a sudden they start to speed up. They start to feel like really drawn towards you, and maybe they have a strong intuition as well, and so they're feeling like their intuition is kind of telling them to, like, now is the time to act, now is the time to express yourself, now is the time to bond over whatever passions the two of you have, maybe even creative projects. Maybe there's like similarities. I feel like that could definitely be a thing. Like, this person sees how the two of you could be very compatible, because it also reminds me of how you showed up as the Queen of Wands. You have the Knight of Wands here. So this person could be younger than you, or maybe not as advanced as you are in some way. but I feel like you're going to have a lot of similarities. They're going to see a lot of themselves in you. And I think vice versa. I think you're also going to see, like, this person has a lot in common with you, and that the two of you would actually make a really good team. Yeah, that's beautiful. Okay, let's look at the bottom of this deck. We have that Judgment card, so I think you're transforming in a big way, or like not even transforming, but it's like you're stepping into a different phase of life that is going to be really unlike anything you've experienced before. And especially this imagery here, I think you're definitely going into a period of lightness. You were stuck in the dark for a period of time, but now here comes the light, which not only is good in terms of like how you're gonna feel about it, but it also, the light could be talking about exposing what was in the dark, what was being hidden. So maybe that Knight of Pentacles energy, maybe their true feelings become revealed. In terms of that Devil character that we saw before, maybe it's in terms of them being exposed or revealed for the person that they truly are deep down inside. I want to see what's underneath that Judgment card. Five of Pentacles. This is interesting because it feels like that Devil card character, and it feels almost like they are going to be in heavy regret, feeling a strong sense of lack when you go into the next phase of your life, because it's going to show them that you have moved on, that they no longer have power over you if they thought that they did before. Power and influence, they no longer have that on you, and I feel like they're going to feel really down. They're going to feel very insecure, very sad. But I feel like saying, like, they didn't give you the same treatment. Like, they didn't, yeah, they may be really sad and down and stuff, but they probably put you in that position before. So this could be sort of like karma. I want to see what's underneath the Five of Pentacles, just out of curiosity. Ace of Cups. So again, it is possible that a Devil card person could try to come in and be like, oh, I love you, let's get together, whatever, you know, regardless of whatever you have going on. But honestly, it feels different though. I feel like you're going to have somebody express your feelings that is not that Devil card character. I think it's more likely to be this Knight of Pentacles here. Yeah. Yeah, because it feels like you have shut the door on that Devil card character in your life. And I feel like at this point you are standing very strong in that decision. Yeah, because I think you can see this person very clearly, and whatever tricks they have up their sleeve just aren't going to work on you. Okay, beautiful. Let's break out the Oracle, see what that has to add to this. Please and thank you, Spirit. Anything else you want to add to this reading for the collective? Please and thank you. Any other messages for the collective? Please and thank you, Spirit. Any additional messages for the collective? Please and thank you. Maybe one more. One more shuffle. Please and thank you, Spirit. Anything else for the collective? Okay. Nothing came out, but let's go with the bottom of the deck energy. What is that? It's the duck and chrysanthemum, which represents luck. So with that Wheel of Fortune, what did I say? I said that if things have not been going your way for some time, you're all of a sudden going to be coming into some good fortune. You're going to be coming into some good luck. Things are finally going to stop feeling like such, yeah, there's going to be that lack of resistance that you've been experiencing maybe for a while now. Things are going to start to go smoothly for you. You're going to feel lucky. And I also feel like other people around you are going to see you as lucky as well, because you're coming to some great things. And I feel like reminding you that this is all thanks to your hard work and your dedication to yourself and your own betterment. So that's really beautiful. But yeah, that's all that you're correct about. Like, there's a lot of like stuff, good stuff going on here. Definitely keep trusting your intuition because it's guiding you down the right path. You're making the right decisions, even if they're difficult in the moment. It's very beautiful, very good energy. So yeah, that is the reading. I really hope that you enjoyed this. If it resonated at all, feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you subscribe, you can become a part of the Hive Collective because my name is Bee. Bees live in hives, and you can become an honorary bee like me, and we can be a little bee family together. If you like my readings and you'd like to see more, be sure to click that bell icon down below so that YouTube actually notifies you the next time that I upload. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate you, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye!